There is a new sheriff in an Ohio town. Charmaine McGuffey says she was fired from her job in the sheriff's office all because she was gay. But that didn't stop her from going after her dreams. And now she's got her own agenda and the power to make it happen. That's in today's Spotlight. Welcome to the show, Sheriff-elect Charmaine McGuffey. We are so glad you could join us. Let me tell you, people all over my social media feeds are tweeting about you, Instagramming about your story. You are so inspirational. So number one, of course, congrats on your big win. And we're going to get into all of that in a bit. But first, I want you to take us back to 2017. You were a major in the sheriff's office in Hamilton County, Ohio. And you say your boss at the time, Sheriff Jim Neal, had you fired all because you're an out lesbian and you were challenging them on police reform. Tell us what happened.
Well, that's exactly right. I had been a 33-year veteran of the sheriff's office, and I did hold the rank of major, the highest ranking woman in the history of the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. And yes, I had been speaking out about the lack of accountability for officers with excessive use of force, the sexual harassment of women officers and women inmates. And also, of course, I was an out lesbian. I marched in the Gay Pride Parade in uniform with my wife, and I know there were men in the upper echelon that simply did not like that. And I was called in on May 5th, 2017, and my 33-year stellar career, by the way, was ended in 15 minutes by Sheriff Neal with a report that says you're hostile, you're fired. So that's how it happened.
How did that make you feel?
I was stunned. I was in shock. I really could not for weeks leave my house after that, not because I was afraid to leave my house, but because I really just did not even have the energy to open the front door.
Okay, so tell me this. How did you decide to run against your former boss? And did revenge have anything to do with it?
Well, I'll answer first to say revenge had nothing to do with it. I started thinking about the sheriff's office and the fact that I had so many reforms that I had initiated and created that had so much momentum. And we were building. It took me years to build those programs. And I thought to myself, you know what? I can do a better job than Jim Neal. I can run that department better than him. And then additionally, someone called me from the Democratic Party, a woman I didn't even know. And she said, hey, we're looking for somebody to run against Jim Neal. And so I said to her, well, do you want me to suggest some names? I mean, what do you? And she said, no, we want you. We want you.
That is incredible, because that is so flattering, and I can only imagine that must have felt, it must have, like finally you were vindicated, right? Because you felt that he and that department completely slandered your work, your name, your beliefs. So finally, now how did it feel to beat your former boss in the primary and then go on to win against a challenger that he then supported?
Right. Well, it felt tremendous. And, you know, I was confident I was going to win because I knew the public saw through that whole facade that I put forward. And we won in a landslide, 70%.
Now that there's a new sheriff in town, what's your primary focus and what do you hope to accomplish?
The primary focus is criminal justice reform. And that means accountability, transparency, and that reform piece that is actually going to change the way we work in the system and change the way people encounter the criminal justice system. I'm going to bring diversity to the table. I'm going to hold officers accountable for their behavior, and I'm going to do it in a transparent way so that people will buy into the criminal justice system, and we can stop all of this drawing battle lines and build some bridges, for God's sakes.
Wow. Thank you, Sheriff-elect Charmaine McGuffey. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being the example, and we wish you the best of luck in your new job.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the interview. I so appreciate it. Great to see you.
Good to see you, too. We'll be right back.